The Lifestyle Show, presented by Selena Mackenzie.
Now, our final guest has written a complete system that turns restless nights into deep, refreshing sleep, developed from her work with countless successful clients and delivered in a clear framework that you can actually follow. I'm delighted to welcome to the studio Christina Ribel.
Thank you so much, Selena, for having me.
Great to have you in the studio with me. Now, I love this because I've often gone through difficult patterns of sleep, and sometimes I just can't get to sleep, and then other times I can get to sleep, but then I wake up, and it's just a nightmare. And I think at this time of the year, people are generally stressed, aren't they?
They are. It's like we're going into these stressful times, which should be cozy, but we have so much to do. And we feel that the stress is upon us because we have to fix so many things. But what I want people to do is that think about December is like any other month. And if you have your routines and you have your priorities straight, your sleep can be good as well.
Okay, that's good. I've tried things like lavender on my pillow. I've tried doing yoga breathing at night, warm milky drinks. None of it works. So can you give us any other tips?
So that's also why I made the Sleep Plant book, because everybody is completely different. We are all like our own human, our own individual person. So for some people, it works with lavender. And for some people, you actually just feel calm, but you don't feel sleepy. So what I suggest in the book as well is that find the things that works for you. Some things that work for everybody is telling the brain, if we have like signals to the brain that tells the brain to relax. A way you can do that is that you turn down the lights. A lot of people have the tendency to like sit in bright rooms until bedtime, and that never signals the brain to relax. So if you turn down the lights like an hour before and dim them, turn on candles, something like that, you actually signal the brain to calm down and relax for bedtime. So that would be a suggestion for you as well.
Okay.
And then instead of like having a lavender pillow, it can be too much for you actually. I would say like have a spray or have a chamomile tea with a little lavender in it or a little honey, and take that half an hour before, and it's going to calm your body down.
Okay. Are there things we shouldn't be doing? I mean, they say don't look at your phone because of the blue light, and don't drink coffee because it keeps you awake. Are those the things we shouldn't be doing?
There's like, I don't like to point fingers, but there's certain times for certain things. So I would say like, actually, coffee is a really good subject. I love my coffee, but it's more about the timing of the coffee. So if we, for instance, when we get up in the morning, we wait like 2 hours to drink our coffee, it actually affects the sleep or how we sleep in the night, which is amazing. Like every single thing we do in the morning affects how we sleep in the night. And then I would say like, the people I have that drinks a lot of coffee, they have problems sleeping. But I also have people that drink coffee and they have no issue at all. The quality of sleep becomes better if you don't drink coffee that late at night. So if you could finish your coffee and switch to decaf or tea after like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, that would be best for most people.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So what would you say if I was a client and came to you and say, you know, sometimes I can't sleep, sometimes I can sleep, but I keep waking up. Are there any exercises or tips you can give me to help me sleep?
Yeah. First out is the coffee, right? Shoot the coffee like 2 hours in the morning, and instead try waking up on your own. A way you can wake up is like you stretch yourself, you stretch your body. You can actually do a little dance movements in the kitchen while you do your coffee, and go outside, get fresh air, start moving and telling your brain that now it's morning. Even though the sun is not up, you have to tell your body that this is morning, this is a new day, let's start. So that's one thing. The other thing you could do is to meet people during the day. I would say like have social connections. I had a client meeting the other day and she was like, Christina, that's so kind of you, but I live alone and I don't know a lot of people. And I was like, try this. So she's actually trying this now this week. After dinner, she goes for a walk in her little village, and she actually got a new friend that way, which is amazing and lovely. And she feels better. So she started smiling to people and saying hi and hello, because the social connection makes us happier, which makes it easier to sleep as well. And the last one I would say is hug yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, be nice with yourself, and tell yourself I'm good. I'm a good person. I'm I'm worth loving, because everything you tell yourself makes you feel good or bad. You know how it is when you tell yourself I can't sleep, then you probably can't sleep. But if you start telling yourself and your brain that, I can sleep. Yeah, it's time to sleep. I'm actually sleepy. I'm going to sleep now.
Yeah.
Then you're probably going to understand that in your brain, and the body is going to connect with that too.
I suppose, like you said about this lady that went out and met somebody, I suppose the physical act of exercise is going to help, isn't it? Because if you sit at home all day and all night, your body isn't tired to go to sleep.
And that's another thing. Really good that you mentioned that, Selena. It's so important that we move. Like I said, dance in the morning or move, but also that we get outside, stretch, walk for 20 minutes at least, get that movement in. Because if we don't use our body, yes, our body is not tired at night. Another thing that's really important is that we don't look at the screens all day. We need breaks.
Yeah.
And unfortunately today, that's what a lot of people do. So I handle a lot of meetings with teens that has different life that I grew up with. When I was a teenager, they're struggling so much with screen time and social media and all of these things. So what I try to do with them is that I make them eat dinner with their parents with no screen.
But that goes down well.
Which goes down well first, but after a while, they actually like it, because you eat a meal and you're together as a family.
Conversation.
And then after, if both the parents or the parent or who they live with also have a screen-free evening, it becomes like a social thing. It becomes we do this together. It's not just me.
Yeah.
And then they sleep better and they can handle stress in a different way.
And is it always down to stress that the reason people don't sleep, or are some people just preconditioned not to need much sleep?
There are conditions, I would say, if you feel like you've done everything right, you got my book, you maybe had one-on-one sessions. I have some clients that has sleep apnea, and some needs to go to a doctor, some needs to have different tests. I can't help them with that in the beginning. As soon as we know exactly what that problem is, I can help them with my plans, because I'm a holistic coach. So I don't use any medication. Yeah. But sometimes a person needs that because it's other things. It could be restless legs. It could also be something
horrible.
With the hearts. Yeah. So that's horrible. And I can help to a little extent, but not with all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if somebody is literally not being able to turn their mind off, whether it's stress, whether it's worry, or they're just that sort of person that their mind doesn't switch off and that's why they're not getting to sleep. What advice would you give then? Is it to meditate, to go I mean, my mum told me, because my mum's not been sleeping very well, and she's read somewhere that you're supposed to think of a word beginning with A, and then whatever that word ends in, you start that, and you're doing a thing in your mind just to keep your mind occupied on something else.
Yeah, it's definitely keeping the mind occupied with something else. But I would say, I tried that test. I don't know. I read about it too in a book, I think. Your mom probably did too, the same book. But the problem is that you still think, so your brain is working a lot. You don't get tired. I don't get tired from that. I actually get more alert, what was that word? I need to get it right. So what I would suggest your mom to is that she writes down in a journal or a little notebook next to her with the bed, and just say okay, this is what I can do tomorrow. Not what I didn't do today. but this is what I should do tomorrow. And then she writes down a few things, because it's always like all these checklists we have in our brain, especially women. I know has a lot of these checklists. And then you write that down. And the last thing you write, and all the rest, I will take that tomorrow. So you actually tell your brain that it's okay not to finish everything today, but now it's time for bed.
Yeah.
So you make a closure. So it's closure we need. Another thing I would say, like, a lot of people can't meditate. I am so much better now since I became a Reiki therapist as well with meditating. But if you're not really good at meditating, breathing is a thing you can teach yourself. So if you breathe, and I would say, like, we can do an exercise now.
Yeah. Okay.
So
don't let me go to sleep.
Yeah. And if you're driving, I wouldn't do it now, but when you park the car, you can do this too. So what we do is that we close our eyes, find a position. It can be sitting or it can be lying. And then we breathe in through our nose and hold it for a count of 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we breathe out through the mouth on the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you loosen in the shoulders a little bit. You feel like the shoulders fall a little bit while you do it. And do you do 3 of these breathing exercises, you calm the nervous system down. So I would tell people, if they can't de-stress themselves or the journal didn't work right away, try and do this instead. And then the light and all of the other things. But what I do specific with my sleep plan is that when I meet people, I look at you and your situation. So I would look at your mom and say, like, okay, which age is she? Where does she live? What does she work with? Does she work? What is the social aspects and all of that? And then I go through everything that works for her.
Yeah. So each individual is different.
It's different, but then again, we have like some golden topics and methods we can use. And I have 10 I describe in my book, and have like different exercises you can always use. And some people do like the whole book, like all chapters and all the exercises. But other people are like, oh, this is a chapter for me. You know, I'm not a couple, so I'm not going to read that chapter, but I'm going to read the other chapters.
Yeah.
So you find what works for you.
And can Reiki help?
Reiki helps some people. It's to calm the nervous system down again. It's for restless legs. Energy healing is very comforting as well. And then some people actually fall asleep when you do Reiki healing because they are totally asleep or are totally relaxed in their body. And when the body relaxes, we tend to fall asleep when we feel safe.
Fantastic. Well, the book for our listeners that make a great Christmas present for somebody who's struggling is called The Sleep Plan, How to Sleep Better, Be Happier and Live Longer. It's by Christina Ribel, who we're speaking to now. And if people want to get in touch with you, you can see clients. You're over here in Spain.
Yeah, I'm in Spain now, and I'm based out of Marbella, and I go to people's houses, or we meet on the beach, or go for a hike or something. Every person is different, so every person wants something different. I can also go to people's hotels if they're here just for a little while. So I would be happy to meet them.
Brilliant. Is it best they go to your website, or do you want to give your email address out?
Yeah, it's best they go to my website, ChristinaRibel.com.
I've been calling you Ribel.
I'm Ribel, yeah, Ribel. But whatever makes it easier for people to know.
Well, I've been calling you Christina Bergman Ribel for ages.
Yeah, I know. But it's my last name. I remember it was like Rebel when I was in school and everything. It's like, yeah.
Ah, bless you. So it's ChristinaRibel.com. That's
ChristinaRibel.com, or they can go to my WhatsApp. If you want that, that's +1 for US, because I was over there first with my sleep plan. +1 646 977 6201.
And if anybody's driving, again, just wait till you're parked up and ask me, and I will give it you. Don't try and write it down while you're driving.
Don't do that.
We'll end up getting into trouble for making people crash their cars. Christina, it's great to chat to you. We might have to have you back on again in the new year when everything's over and people want a good night's sleep again.
Yeah, I would love to come back. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Christina. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Talk Radio Europe.